We start by looking back to last night. A little true or false questions when it comes to the 3 games on last night, and we had some great games. Trey, take it away.
The Bulls did it again, y'all. After a surprise Game 1 victory, the 3 Alphas led the Bulls to another win in Boston last night, taking a commanding 2-0 lead as the series shifts to Chicago for the next 2 games. Your boy is feeling cautiously optimistic over here, so true or false? The Celtics-Bulls series is over! Wow. It's over!
Wow.
You tell me, though.
What alpha is he talking about? Robin Lopez? Because he's the one destroying out there. And I do think that this series is over. They are so rattled, and you can see it in so many different departments. They get back on defense. They're doubling the wrong guys, like Rajon Rondo, for instance. And then he can find guys who are wide open because he's doing a very good job of that. They're turning it over way more than they did in the regular season. That's leading to a ton of points. And I think it all starts on the glass, though, with Robin Lopez, because he's doing a masterful job of getting on Amir Johnson and getting those rebounds. And I think at that point in the first quarter there, when he started doing that, this is what you started to see. You just started to see the guys turn it over. Isaiah Thomas has 6 and now 5 in games 1 and games 2. And it's just leading to a ton of points. There's just too many things to solve, and they don't have a guy on their roster to just say, hey, go get us some rebounds. They're starting 2 power forwards in Amir Johnson and Al Horford. They might throw Tyler Zeller out there because he's got a few inches on Amir Johnson. But I think at this point, you're going to Chicago. They're just rattled in too many different departments to just solve them all, just like that.
You agree with this? This is the Bulls. I mean, they're a roller coaster, man.
The Bulls, we know, have stepped up to the competition this season, so it figures that they probably can close out the Celtics, but I'm not ready to write them off yet. The Celtics were a very good team, and they have been very bad so far in the first 2 games. What I'd like from the Bulls, though, is they are just exposing their weaknesses. As you mentioned, getting out and rebounding the ball. It wasn't a huge margin in Game 2 like it was in Game 1, but the Bulls were a lot more active, and Robin Lopez was just showing how effective he can be with his long arms, contesting balls, getting them and starting the fast break.
It's just so deflating.
Yeah, it is.
Know?
Well, and the other thing is, if you look at guys like the supporting cast, Mirotic and Zipser, for example, we saw a great game from Bobby Portis in Game 1. Zipser was fantastic off the bench in this game. They're shooting with confidence, they're getting out there, getting the ball and stepping into shots and making them. They feel that they can absolutely beat the Celtics team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the odds are not good for the Celtics. When you look at NBA history, only 3 teams have ever dropped those first 2 games at home and come back to win the series. You got the 69 Lakers, the 94 Rockets, and the 05 Mavericks. That's it. And a whole other lot of teams, when you lose those first 2, you're most likely to drop, obviously, either in 4, 5, 6, or 7, whatever it is. To me, quickly about Al Horford, this is their big signing. This is their $13 million man, 4 years, gets paid something like $26 million. He was AWOL last night. He has 7 points. That's not enough from your most paid superstar. It isn't. And we've seen it from Al before. A couple years ago, against the Nets in the first round, he had a few duds. Last year, there was a stretch against the Celtics, ironically. Those 3 games where he was struggling to score the basketball. They don't have, Isaiah can't do everything, and if Big Al's not chipping in 15 to 20, then they're in for a long night.
To me, it's defensively. Al Horford isn't a defensive rebounding type of guy. All season long, they were 30th in defensive rebounding for most of the season. Brad Stevens was asked on the radio in February, you guys just moved into 29th in defensive rebounding. And he said, what, did somebody drop out of the league? Because he doesn't have a guy on his roster. I know he likes to play finesse with Amir Johnson, who is a lunch pail type guy, and everybody loves playing with the guy. But Robin Lopez, I mean, the fact that he is getting rebound after rebound after rebound is just so deflating. There's just too many things. They shot 59% from the line. I just don't know how they turn it around.
But would there be anything more 2017 Bulls-like for them to win the first 2 in Boston and then go back and maybe drop 2 in Chicago? Because they've had that very, very strange. Yeah. They look great at times, then they look horrible at times. We were writing this team off in March.
The thing is with guys like Dwayne Wade, who's been there, and he's been playing incredible. He's turned into Ray Allen from 3-point line again. Yeah. You feel that he's not going to let this team, give up. They're going to understand they still have to close out the Celtics.